but certainly time has come when we must flex our muscles. We are not cowards and we are not afraid of anybody. We are capable of navigating this party beyond the shenanigans, beyond the arrogance and impunity of some people. We cannot continue to keep quiet and allow people to take us to the slaughterhouse. That is their job. And our job is to make sure we don't go to slaughterhouse. And we are working as governors and working committee to ensure that the key word is discipline. We will no longer allow or tolerate anybody to take us for granted. It has to stop. Enough is enough. We are not going to tolerate any longer. Yes, consensus. Yes, accommodation. But accommodation cannot show stupidity.
And by the powers conferred on me, I hereby inaugurate this committee to be chaired by His Excellency Ahmadu Umar Fintri, a committee of 119 members. Congratulations.
Call on the National Working Committee to urgently conduct fresh, transparent, and inclusive congresses in Ebonyi State and Anambra, in line with the judgments of the courts. 2, that a fresh and legitimate Southeast Zonal Congress should be conducted. 3, that the outcome of the valid and legitimate South-South Congress held in Calabar, Cross River State and recognized by the court be respected. 4, that the Ekiti State Local Government Area Council Congress should be conducted immediately in obedience to the subsisting court judgment.
In the heart of Nigerian politics, a storm is brewing. The People's Democratic Party, once Africa's largest political party, the same party that ruled Nigeria for 16 unbroken years, that boasts it will rule for 60, now stand on the edge of disintegration. In November of 2025, the People's Democratic Party will gather in Ibadon for a national convention. On paper, it should be a simple ritual, a chance to elect new officers, strengthen the party structure, and prepare for 2027 presidential election. But in reality, this convention has become a battlefield, the latest front line in a war that pits one man against the leadership of an entire party. That man is Nyesom Wike. The former governor of Rivers State, now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, has refused to bow, refused to step aside, refused to let PDP leaders dictate the terms of the future along with his allies. He has issued conditions, 6 non-negotiable demands, and one that unless they are met, the convention itself may collapse. The PDP leadership, on the other hand, insists that the convention is sacrosanct. They will not bend. They will not be blackmailed. They are prepared to move forward, with or without Nyesom Wike. This is not just a clash of egos. This is a fight for the very soul of Nigeria's main opposition party, a fight that could determine whether PDP survives the next election or finally collapses under the weight of its internal contradictions. So we ask, will the November convention save PDP or will it destroy it? Will Wike succeed in reshaping the party, or will the leadership break free from his grip? And what does all this mean for the 2027 presidential race? This is the story of a party in crisis. This is the story of PDP versus Wike. For the PDP, conventions have always been a moment of destiny. Since its formation in 1998, the party has used conventions to settle disputes, choose leaders, and project unity to the Nigerian people. Some conventions were peaceful, others bloody, Some gave birth to consensus, others to bitter divisions. But one truth has remained. The convention is the heartbeat of the PDP. And in November 2025, the heartbeat will echo in Ibadan, or your state, where the party is scheduled to elect a new national working committee. The stakes could not be higher. This convention is not just about filling positions. It is about rebalancing the party's power structure. The PDP's zoning arrangement, a delicate formula that rotates positions between regions, dictates that the national chairmanship should remain in the North Central. The secretaryship sits in the Southeast. Other officers are distributed carefully in a way meant to keep the fragile house united. But unity has been missing in the PDP for a long time. The cracks became visible in 2022 when the presidential primaries pitted former Vice President Atiku Abubakar against Southern governors. Nyesom Wike, the powerful governor of Rivers State at the time, lost the ticket and accused the party of betrayal. In the months that followed, he led a rebellion, the infamous G5 group, that refused to campaign for Atiku in 2023. That rebellion cost the PDP dearly. Tinubu and the APC walked away with the presidency, and P2B's Labour Party became the unexpected beneficiary in the South. 2 years later, the wounds have not healed, and as the November convention approaches, the same divisions threaten to reopen. For PDP leaders, Ibadon is supposed to be the place of renewal, a chance to project strength, reorganize the party, and send a signal to Nigerians that PDP is still a credible alternative to the APC government. But for Wike, Ibadon is a battlefield, a place where he will either bend the party to his will or expose its weakness to the entire country. It is on this road to Ibadan that the first shots have been fired. In politics, power is never given, it is taken, and Wike knows this better than anyone. That is why, ahead of the convention, his camp rolled out a 6-point demand, a list of conditions, each designed to force the PDP leadership into submission. Condition number 1. Fresh congresses in Ebonyi State. Wike insists that the congress conducted there was illegal, and only a new process can legitimize the state chapter. Condition 2. Fresh congresses in Anambra. Again, Wike cites court rulings. Without a new exercise, he argues the party rakes excluding rightful members. Condition number 3. A new Southeast Zonal Congress. The current arrangement, he claims, is flawed. The only solution, start afresh. Condition number 4. Respect for the South-South Congress already conducted. Here, Wike changes tune. In his own backyard, where his loyalist dominates, he wants the status quo upheld. Any attempt to tamper with it, he wants, will not stand. Condition 5. Immediate conduct of Ekiti local government congresses. Again, he pointed to judicial pronouncements. PDP must obey court orders. Condition 6. No microzoning beyond the agreed formula and retention of the chairmanship in the North Central. To Wike, this is about balance. To others, it is about control. These 6 conditions hangs over the convention like a storm cloud. Wike and his allies, Samuel Otom of Benue, Ayo Fayose of Ekiti, Okezie Victor Ekpazu of Abia, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu, and National Secretary Samuel Anyanwu, have presented them as a matter of justice, fairness, and respect to the rule of law. But the PDP leaders see something different. They see a man trying to hold the entire party hostage. To them, this is not about fairness, it is about power. It is about Wike ensuring that every Congress, every zoning arrangement, every structure bends in his direction. And the PDP leaders are not willing to give him that satisfaction. The response from the PDP leadership was swift and firm. The convention declared by the national chairman is sacrosanct. It will hold, nothing can stop it. Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi, chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, was even more direct. In a statement that shook the party, he said, "If anybody wants to form a faction of fools, we will allow him. Consensus and accommodation are not signs of weakness, but we will not be blackmailed." It is a line drawn in the sand. For the first time, party leaders were openly daring Wike to walk away. Other heavyweights echoed the sentiment. Chief Bode George, a founding father of the PDP, dismissed Wike's threats as distractions. If he wants a parallel convention, let him go ahead. INEC will only recognize one. Former Kaduna State Governor Ahmed Markafi added his voice, reminding members that conventions were about inclusivity, not perfection. Those who agreed should contest, he said, but they cannot hold the party hostage. The message was clear. PDP would no longer beg Wike, but behind the strong words lay a deeper fear. For years, Wike has been the most disruptive force inside the PDP. He has the money, he has the influence, and he has Abuja power as FCT Minister. Trillions of naira in budget in the FCT, trillions of naira in budget in Rivers State. If he decides to fight, the damage could be catastrophic. And that is why, even as leaders vow to move forward, they know the battle is far from over. At its core, the battle over the Ibadon Convention is more than a fight over congresses and zoning. It is a fight for the very soul of the PDP. Is the party still a national movement built on consensus and inclusivity? Or has it become a platform for strong men like Wike to dominate? For Wike's supporters, the 6 conditions are proof of his courage. They see a man who refused to allow PDP to trample on justice, a man standing for fairness, even when it hurts him. For his opponents, Wike is the problem. They see him as a political bully who uses court orders and Congress disputes as a weapon of blackmail. A man who would rather see PDP collapse than lose control. The risk is real. If both sides refuse to compromise, PDP may end up with 2 conventions and one recognized by INEC, the other declared illegal by Wike's camp. The last time something like this happened, in 2016, the party split into 2 factions. It took years to heal. PDP may not survive a second time. And hovering over this is the ghost of 2023, the memory of how Wike and his G5 allies sabotaged Atiku Abubakar's campaign, the memory of how that rebellion helped Tinubu to victory, the fear that history may repeat itself this time, not in an election, but in a convention. At stake is PDP's credibility. If the November convention descends into chaos, Nigerians will see a party too divided, too weak, too disorganized to challenge APC in 2027. And for a party that once boasted of ruling for 60 years, that may be the final humiliation. All of these leads to one inevitable question. What does the convention crisis mean for the 2027 election? If PDP manages to hold a successful convention, it could signal a new beginning, a chance to rally its governors, rebuild its structures, and present a united front against APC. Whoever emerges as the opposition candidate would benefit from that unity. But if the convention collapses, the consequences will be brutal. A split PDP would enter 2027 fatally wounded. Governors would defect, candidates will run under different banners, and the opposition vote would scatter. In that scenario, APC would walk into a second term with ease. Some analysts even suggest that Wike is already playing a double game, using the PDP to maintain relevance while secretly aligning with Tinubu and the APC. Though, at this point it's no longer a secret because Wike is not doing it openly. As FCT Minister, his survival depends on Tinubu's goodwill. Why would he strengthen PDP when his political future lies elsewhere? Others argue that Wike is simply bargaining, that his conditions are not only meant to destroy the convention, but to secure concessions for his allies. In politics, after all, threats are currency. Whichever is true, one fact remains. PDP is at a crossroads. The November convention could either be the rebirth of Nigeria's oldest opposition party or its funeral. As the PDP prepares for its November convention in Ibadan, one image comes to mind: the umbrella, the party's iconic symbol, battered by winds and rain. For years, the umbrella covered Nigerians from every region, every religion, every background. It was meant to be a shelter from the storm. But today, the umbrella itself is tearing apart at the stems. Will it hold together long enough to protect PDP in 2027? Or will it finally collapse under the weight of ambition, betrayal, and endless fighting? The answer lies in Ibadan. There, on November 15th, the PDP will either rise again or fall forever. One thing is certain: Nigerian politics will never be the same. This is not just about Wike. It is not just about Bala Muhammad or Bode George. It is about the future of Nigerian's democracy and the survival of opposition in a country where power, once lost, is rarely regained. For the PDP, the choice is simple: unite or die. And for Nigerians watching, the question is clear: can the umbrella survive the November storm? If you found this documentary insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Will the PDP survive its November convention, or has Wike finally pushed the party to the edge? Stay tuned, because the battle for 2027 has only just begun.